I think we need to talk about some of the splits at Real and some really important information that you guys are going to find very effective in your business, and it might get you thinking about this opportunity. So let's dive into the Canadian version of the costs, and then we'll go into the US version of the costs. And first up is Canada and how this works. Basically, Real is built on an 85-15 split system. 85% of your commission you do collect, and 15% is paid to Real Brokerage up until you hit your caps. So as you can see here on the bottom, there are different caps for different business models. Individual realtors, independent agents, and team leaders will pay a $15,000 cap. Essentially, they'll pay Real Brokerage up to $15,000 of their commissions in a total calendar year. Now, team members are entitled to a $7,500 cap. So it really benefits a team joining Real because the team leader is the one that pays the $15,000, but team members only have to pay $7,500 as a cap. And again, on the 85-15 split. Once you pay your $7,500 into Real Brokerage or the $15,000 as a team leader, your now cap is hit and you no longer pay any fees. So that's the most that you would pay. Now, with Canadian brokerages, when you sign up with Real Broker, there's a $249 sign-up fee to get everything together, the paperwork, and put the transaction together. There's a $40 brokerage fee that everybody pays upon signing, and there is a $375 transaction fee, or 15% whatever is left after the cap. So for now, let's just make it easy and say every transaction that you do as a realtor is a $375 transaction fee. Once you hit your caps, team leaders being $15K, individual brokers being $7,500, that drops down to $125 as a deal fee. So remember, you'd be keeping all of your commissions once you pay off your $7,500, and you'd only be paying a $125 deal fee. In regards to other agents or other brokerages where you're paying about $1,000 a month and you're paying large deal fees, which could be between $300 and $500, this is a significant difference. There's a couple other things to remember. There is a transaction fee that drops down to $175 once an elite agent status is achieved. That would be a realtor that would make $500,000 or more in gross commissions a year. They would become an elite agent. They would actually be provided and awarded stock awards, and their fee would drop down to $175. Now, the one main fee that everybody pays joining Real Brokerage is an annual brokerage fee of $1,200. Now, yes, the great thing about Real Brokerage is there's no pressure on paying your monthly fees. You only pay when you do transactions, so it definitely relieves some of that stress. But how they pay the $1,200 annual brokerage fee is $400 across 3 transactions per anniversary year. So for the first 3 deals you do, that $400 comes automatically out of your deals and pays that annual brokerage fee. Same with some of the other fees. Those come out all out of your deals. You do not owe any fees until you make money. That's the difference of Real Brokerage. You also get an opportunity to buy 3 houses yourself a year, so 3 personal transactions per anniversary date. You join Real Brokerage and only pay a $275 fee. Now, if you're buying 3 houses a year, you're doing pretty darn good. So that's the breakdown of the Canadian version of the fees. If we jump over to the US version of the fees, very similar. However, with the way that the dollar works, and of course, some of those splits, it's an 85-15 split with a $12,000 annual cap because the exchange rate for a US dollar and Canadian dollar is a difference. That's really the only change. Independent leaders, so all realtors would pay a $12,000 cap, same with the team leaders. Individual realtors have a $6,000 cap as opposed to a $7,500 one a Canadian version would. And Platinum team members have a $4K cap, which gets into the elite status, and we can talk about that later. Again, the same $249 sign-up fee, a $40 brokerage fee. Deal fees, $285 drops down to $125. That transaction fee is $129 for elite agents, so again, a little bit less with the exchange rate. And the annual brokerage fee is $750 a year, broken up into 3 payments of $250. You can also have 3 houses a year you can purchase with a $250 fee. Again, adjusted for the exchange rate of Canada to US, but that's how the system works for your fees at Real Brokerage.